So a step on and beyond just incivility would be workplace bullying, because it's more intense, it's malicious, it's ongoing, and it's very damaging. And if you've ever been on the receiving end of bullying, you can understand that it will, again, add to those statistics on incivility, but probably even worse. So that can be people being very aggressive with you, being really overly critical, tricking you, keeping you out of like social events and stuff. And I've had some experiences with that as well. I had a person at that same job when I was doing copier sales. He was very passive aggressive, weird, just like a weird guy, I would say. He was probably young as well, though in my mind he was much older than me. And he would always, whenever he got a chance, hide my purse, which stressed me out to no end. Like, not knowing where my money and my keys were. And I mean, just the fact that he would hide my purse, that delayed the amount of work that I could do, because I couldn't leave the office to go do cold calls or follow up on meetings. It made me late to meetings. And I just, like, he was really one of the primary reasons why I left that job and went back and got my master's and became a college professor. But yeah, I mean, that would be devious. That would be aggressive. And I was so young at the time, I didn't recognize it as workplace bullying. And so I hope to share some of these examples with you in hopes that you don't have to go through that, and that you understand when those things are going on, that they're not acceptable, and that your HR or management absolutely should step in on your behalf. And I wish that I'd had the backbone then that I have now to put my foot down and say, this can't continue. So some strategies to that end, some strategies that you can use would be trying to negotiate with the offender, like talking to that person. And again, if I'd had a little more backbone back then, I probably would have stood up to him and said, you need to stop doing this. Like, it is not appropriate, and I will take you to HR. But I just felt like maybe being a woman, him being a man, him being older and more experienced than me, you know, he was like the team lead. I was like, I just didn't feel like I had the gumption to have that conversation with him. And I absolutely should have. And I would 100% back up anybody that wanted to do that. If you don't feel comfortable addressing that with someone, you can appeal to a third party. So that might be HR, it might be your boss, it might be another colleague, and just say, hey, I'm too scared to talk to this person. I don't feel like I have the right language or the right self-esteem or whatever it might be that's holding you back, and say, I need your help. You know, I don't want to keep experiencing this, and I need your help. You can't just, like, a strategy is try to back away from that person. Try to limit the opportunities. I mean, I will say, like, it's not your responsibility to make someone stop bullying you, but you also sometimes cannot stop a bully. I mean, there are people who are just not nice people, and they just don't have manners, and they don't have respect for other human beings. They're not kind. So, you know, you can't change everybody. And so something that you can do is just try to shield yourself from further bullying. So, like in my example, I could have stopped carrying a purse. I could have carried a purse on my person. Like, fanny packs weren't popular back then, but what a great solution now. I could try to, you know, like just avoid becoming a target. Try to minimize my time spent with that person. Try to always, you know, make sure that our interactions were in a more public area than in the cubicle that we shared. You know, it would have been tough, but you know, there are ways that I could have avoided becoming a target. I could have tried to reframe my thinking on this, and like I said, not been so scared. So, you know, there's various strategies that you can have with dealing with a workplace bully, but a lot of times I will say people just quit their jobs, as I did, and are like, I don't want to deal with the stress of this job anymore. So that's very detrimental for the company. They invested a lot of money in training me and getting me onboarded for me to leave 9 months later.